Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy 005 Dynasty. We back with another video. Like I keep telling you, son, I'm out the house. I'm always out the house, man. I'm on the move, son. I very rarely sit down, man. You very rarely see me at the keyboard, or you don't see me holding an MPC Live Mark III in the camera like, I got it, guys. Come watch my videos, begging for views. You never see me do that. They begging for views on YouTube, man. I mean, my God. I mean, it's so bad how thirsty these guys are, men and women. Anyway, don't forget it's your boy 005 Dynasty. Don't forget to Google me at the end of this video. And don't forget, uh, you know, uh, uh, I'm multi-platinum. First name multi, last name, platinum. And multi-platinum. Yeah, multi-platinum. Yeah, that dude. I'm that dude. I'm that dude that contradicts myself, even though I'm a multi-platinum producer online. I contradict myself a lot, and I lie a lot, but it's okay though, because the people still love me. Yeah, I'm that dude, and I don't like 005 Dynasty. I don't like him. I don't like him at all. This is your boy 005 Dynasty. So anyway, somebody left a comment. It was a pretty cool comment. Once again, if you come at me sideways with your comments, they don't get approved. You come with a legitimate comment, it will get approved. So the person was saying, like, they hear what I'm saying about the whole, MPC Live being like a computer and basically just get FL Studio. I dropped a couple videos, right? And they were saying, like, most people want to get away from the computer, especially like how in like the 80s, the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, basically, it was a lot of analog going on, right? A lot of analog, and a lot of studios would boast about being able to work in an analog environment, or pretty much an analog environment. It's hard to escape computers, right? Anyway, so I wanted to say something to the person. I wanted to let them know, like, to be honest, in the year 2025, everything's a computer. So the MPC Live Mark III, it's a computer. It's a dumbed down version of a computer, but it is a computer. And what people don't realize, they're not seeing it. Some people are treating that MPC Live Mark III as if it's an analog masterpiece, like it's an analog beast. When it's not analog, it's a computer. You know what I'm saying? And they are failing to realize that. To me, Akai, and what's the company that owned them? I forget. Anyway, they're trying to be like Image Line. They're trying to be like FL Studio, meaning like, it's called InMusic, right? I think InMusic, if I'm not mistaken, it's InMusic. It's trying to be like Image Line, and Image Line, if people don't know, they started out as a video game company. So, and they wanted to dive into the whole music thing because back in the days when the first Xbox came out, they had that whole music player and stuff on there, and you could put your CDs into the Xbox, and you could have your own soundtracks while you're playing games and stuff, and it had all these cool lights and like just animations and stuff. Looked like a rave, like, you know what I'm saying? And man, so Image Line wanted to jump into the whole music game, and they wound up revolutionizing the game. I mean, FL Studio, which was first Fruity Loops, right? Fruity Loops, the only reason why they changed to FL Studio is because they had the threat of that big time lawsuit from the company Kellogg's when they was trying to sue them for Fruit Loop cereal. So they had to change the name to FL Studio. But anyway, when they came out with Fruity Loops, you got to think about it, man. How fast you could get the program, how fast people could make beats on it. It was a marvel, man. It was crazy. It was revolutionary for the game, different from pieces of hardware. You know what I'm saying? And so many people went out and got it by either pirating, stealing, or purchasing it. I mean, so many people wanted the program so bad. People was actually doing YouTube videos on it and putting out tutorials and stuff on Fruity Loops. Meanwhile, it was a pirated version. What's the guy? Y'all know the guy, man. He's famous now. But the guy, he was a thief. Like me. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a pirated version of FL Studio. I still got it on one of my old hard drives. This guy takes it, starts doing all these videos online, and then he got caught because they look and see that his name at the top of FL Studio, your name is there. His name did not match his name. So it was a pirated version. So he got caught and he got in trouble. And then either he had to stop putting videos up or something like that. Dude comes out and makes a public apology video. And I think I saw that video. Makes a public apology video saying like don't do this and don't do that. And then he had to go and purchase a license for FL Studio. And then he was able to go back and start using it again on his YouTube channel. So think about how much of a craving there was and a craze there was for that graphic user interface and the ease of how to make beats and music for FL Studio, Fruity Loops, right? Company's image line. So now, if I'm in a board meeting for Akai, you don't think there's people in there saying like, yo, we got to keep up, or we got to, you know what I'm saying? Look at how they're doing it. And then they don't even have to make hardware and they're making money off of it. So now, what you guys don't really realize or understand is that box, the MPC Live Mark III, is basically a dumbed down version of FL Studio. It's a digital box. Limited on what it can actually do. Actually, I mean, when compared to like a lot of the other DAWs. The digital audio workstation is using computer processing power. So the big time computer processing power. A good amount of RAM. Graphics cards is really powering the DAW. It's but so much you can put into that little box. Unless you're making it to a real little computer. They're not trying to do all that. They don't think first of all, people ain't gonna buy it. They don't think people will buy it. They don't think people will buy it. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have a good marketing team to begin with, man. That's the thing. They need a lot. They will have to put a lot of marketing into selling something that's like really, really good in that box. And really, you know what I'm saying? Really expensive parts and stuff like that. It's cheap plastic box, man. Come on. They're not putting the best components in there. And it's digital. It's not no analog marvel. It's not an analog beast. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, you got to pay attention to the game. These companies try to keep up with each other. Then they try to one-up each other. MPC is hardware. But they haven't made a legitimate piece of hardware equipment in a very long time, guys. They're making DAWs in a small form factor. Digital audio workstations in a small form factor that operates off of data when you hit the pads, which is MIDI signals. It's sending information every time you hit the drum pad, the finger pad. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff is just data. If you could literally pick up that box and hit a pad and no sound will happen because there's nothing there. It has to tell the device to do something. It's digital, man. You know what I'm saying? It's basically, if FL Studio right now was to come out with a box that looks similar to the MPC, but it has the FL Studio software in there. That's the equivalent to what Akai is doing with the MPC. It's just a digital box, man, and it has mediocre ins and outs on it when it comes to the capacitors and everything that you have to do for like the analog part of it. If you get what I'm saying. So when I say these guys haven't made a legitimate piece of hardware equipment in a long time that has really good saturation and warmth and texture and grit and analog, they have not done it, man. That's the reason why I could make a beat on the MPC Live Mark I and it will sound exactly the same as the MPC Live Mark III because they all are running in this flat universe. This like puffy, like grit, fluffy, just like warmth and like textures and the analog hiss and all that. None of that. You don't hear none of that. You hear a clean signal, a clean digital signal. That's what you hear, guys. A clean digital signal. You know what I'm saying? I have a preamp that I send my sounds through. So I record out the Roland FA06 Phantom keyboard workstation. I bring it into the MPC. I don't have to do that, but I do it. This is just my workflow. I don't have to use the MPC Live Mark 1. I don't have to use it. I can go straight to my computer. I could go out the Roland into my preamp, into something else. You know what I'm saying? That's workflow. That's real workflow, guys. Anyway, I digress. So, guys, I take my sound out of the Roland keyboard. I go into the MPC, dry. I take it out of the MPC, going out the back of the MPC, and I go into my preamp. Okay, when it goes into the preamp, as soon as it goes into the preamp, and say if it's a string or piano, you automatically hear the analog hiss and the analog warmth tones and the analog distortion circuit that's happening inside that preamp. It's a transformer inside of my preamp. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? There's a transformer inside of my preamp. I can make the sound distort, or I can make it warm. I can do so much with that preamp. Then from there, I bring it back into the MPC, because the MPC is nothing but a digital MIDI controller. It's as if I'm operating an FL Studio, but instead of going into my computer and then putting it onto the playlist in FL Studio, I could drag it onto the playlist. Right? We all know this, right, guys? I could drag it onto the playlist in FL Studio. Instead of doing that, I basically record it back into the MPC and I just put it on a pad. It's the same difference. Now, once I got the audio in the MPC, I can either go and fade the front if there's a little click and pop, fade the end, and now my sound is good. Now I can just manipulate it any way I want once I got it coming back in the MPC from the preamp, because now it's going to sound Gucci, because it went through analog circuitry. It went through that warm analog preamp. Then I could make my beat, and once I finish making my beat, then I could process stuff again. I could send it out the MPC again, back into a different analog piece of gear. I got the analog heat, which has a bunch of distortion units on it. So I put the analog heat, I let the analog heat sit for like an hour before I even put the music to go through it. Then once I put the sound through that, then that shit go crazy. Boom, 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 boom. Analog. You get what I'm saying? So I use the MPC for what it's for. A digital sequencer. It's a digital sequencer, man, that sends data and this basically does what I tell it to do to the sound. That's it. It doesn't give it that. Even if you use some type of like if you use I forget what it's called. When you mess with the transient of the sound, that's gonna make the thing hit a little harder, be louder. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about full body thickness, saturation, and warmth, and thickness, and hitting hard. You know what I'm saying? Going through just real distortion units, real analog. So guys, since the MPC Live Mark 1, we've been dealing with FL Studio in a box. Kinda, because the synth engines weren't in there yet. It was an update. I forget what update it was that they said, "Oh, we're gonna put this synth engines that's you gotta go download them, guys. Go download the synth engines now." I forget what update it was, but before that, it was literally just samples and key groups. So with the key groups that came with it, people were doing expansion key groups on their websites, and then you drag in samples because it's a sampler. And then it has a sequencer for hip hop, electronic, reggae. You know the drill. Come on, guys. You guys got to know this stuff, man. But it's a digital box. It's nothing. You never hear these guys say add the warmth and the character with this distortion, this analog distortion unit. You know what I'm saying? They don't say none of that, guys. Why they don't say that? They only say workflow. The workflow. If I hear fucking workflow one more goddamn time, man. I mean, these guys have literally tricked the people so bad that everybody's saying the workflow, I can move fast. The FL Studio producers move way faster than any MPC producer. Talking about workflow, My God, have you seen how some of these guys move? They can set a track in less than like 60 seconds with their mouse and the shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts. Are you kidding me? And it's literally the same thing as it's gonna sound the same or if not better because they're gonna have their computer processing power than the MPC. That's limited power compared to a computer. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think they got it when you go into controller mode? And when you go into controller mode, your MPC now utilizes your computer's processing power. So sometimes you'll be on the MPC and your beat is lagging because you're doing way too much because you trying to push that thing way too much. It's not for that. It's a sampling device. You're trying to use it like it's FL Studio or Logic or Studio or any other. So it's not that. They're trying to make it like they're trying to bring over the FL Studio producers to use it. They're trying to trick them into buying that box, spending $1,700, $1,800. But guys, But when you use the MPC in the controller mode, now all of a sudden you have all the power in the world that comes from your own computer. So why not just use the damn computer? That standalone is a gimmick, man. It's really a gimmick, man. It could be used. It could be a useful gimmick, but it is not a warm analog thing, man. It's digital. You could literally every studio should have a copy of FL Studio anyway by now. If you operate in a legitimate studio, think about it. Or you should be able at least be willing to purchase or get the software that these people are using. Think about it. I'm talking about studios. I ain't talking about somebody fucking house studio. A real studio should be equipped with everything for any type of artist. You get what I'm saying? A real studio. So they gotta have guitars. That's why you see some studios, they have a guitar in there, and the person who owns the studio don't even know how to play a guitar. They just gotta have the equipment. They gotta have drums. They gotta have mics. They gotta have this. They gotta have that. So when people come, they could utilize what's there. So you don't even have to travel with an MPC, man. You should be able to, send your projects, open it up at the studio. It should be there, man. But I don't know. 05 Dynasty doesn't know anything. I'm just a hater on YouTube. Man, I love them when they say that. That's their favorite word. None of these people can be original, man. They all copy each other's sayings. So anyway, for the guy who left the comment, though, I like the comment. I appreciate the comment. So I just want to let you know, sometimes I go off. That's how I do. But dope comment. I just want to let you know, pretty much everything's a computer, though. My Roland FA06 keyboard, it's a computer, man. I mean, it has analog ins and outs. It has good circuitry inside of it. You can hear the warmth when I'm playing. But it still has a screen. It still has circuitry in there that's basically, it has chips in there. It's a computer, man. So it's like, some things are hybrid. Some things have analog. Some things have, digital. It's a hybrid. Some things are fully analog. Some things are mainly digital with only analog ins and outs. You know what I'm saying? So, like I have a digital delay modulation pedal. It's fire, man. It's fire, and I'm not on here to promote the company or nothing like that. So I'm not even going to shout the company. I'm not trying to do the content creator stuff. It's a digital modulation pedal. It is fire. But the whole screen, you can tell it's just digital. It's a digital box. But the ins and the outs on it is analog circuitry. And they tell you that. So you're going to get a little bit of warmth and characteristics with your delays using this thing. But then there's another delay unit by another company. It's fully analog. There's no digital screen on it. It's fully analog. And when you hear the comparisons, I don't have that delay. But when you hear the comparisons for that delay compared to the one that I have, mine has more of a crisp top end because it is digital. It has a little warmth going out, which will help my sound when I push my sound through more ins and outs of analog gear. But the delay unit that's fully analog that I'm thinking about, that I know I'm not gonna say the name, it's warm, man. All the delays are very, very warm. You can hear it, and it's so warm that some of those delays you can hear like how it fades out. It fades out. It almost feels like space the way it fades out. It's so dope. So I was like, man, I should have got that one. But I was thinking like, no, you gotta understand like that delay, even though it's warm, it doesn't do what this modulation digital delay does. You get what I'm saying? So you have to understand your workflow and what you really need and what's your purpose and how you're going to control your sound. So I'm sticking. I stuck with my digital delay with the analog outs, but I'm going to warm those analog. I'm going to warm those delays up by sending it to maybe my analog reverb, and then also then sending it to the SP404 Mark II that has those analog outs on it, or maybe sending it through my analog heat, or you know what I'm saying. So you gotta understand the game, guys. There's a lot of things that's digital. There's a lot of things that's hybrid, and there's a lot of things that's analog. I mean, it's not a lot. It's a small amount. It's not a lot of analog anymore, guys. It's not as much. It's not. It's analog, but a lot of times people are not going to buy the analog because it's too expensive. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that stuff is too expensive. So that's what I'm saying. It's like not a lot in a lot of people's price range and budgets and things of that nature. Especially my budget. I'm broke, guys. Remember? I ain't got no money, son. So just understand, guys. You might want to try to escape. You might want to try to escape and be totally standalone and get away from computers. But I think you might be psyching yourself out and thinking that's actually reality when it's not. The MPC Live Mark III is not an analog marvel. It's not this analog beast. It's not, man. It's just not, man. It's digital. It's similar to the MPC Live Mark One. It just has different coding. It literally just has different coding than the MPC Live Mark One because they on the 3 point something update, and they have the Pro Pack, and they have the buttons are different, and the drum pads are different. So it's going to have different coding to function like that. There's probably somebody right now that could literally make the somebody who knows all this stuff, right? Could probably go in the MPC Live Mark One and do the same exact thing with the Mark III. Like some weird kid in Oklahoma somewhere probably could just be like, I could do that. And they got an NBC Live Mark One, and they could put it to the side. They could get drum pads made, or they'll make it themselves, and it'd be similar, and put it in, and then it'll have the same functionality as the MPC Live Mark III, just on a smaller box, because the MPC Live Mark One is smaller than the MPC Live Mark III. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have the speaker on it and all that stuff. But they could, I guarantee you, somebody could do it. They could make the MPC Live Mark One have the same form factor as the MPC Live Mark III, and all you gotta do is have the coding that tells you if you put your finger on this side of the pad, it does. Come on, man. So you mean to tell them, guys, it's really, really hard to replicate analog gear and stuff like that from back in the days. Am I lying, or am I telling you the truth? You could buy the same Phantom keyboard, and yours, no, not Phantom. Let's say, I don't know, some compressor. 10 people could buy the same analog compressor, and from the same company, same thing, came out at the same time, but each compressor will sound a little bit different because it's analog. Maybe somebody didn't solder the wire correctly in this one, so it gives it a different tone and character. So somebody goes, man, my SSL don't sound exactly like that. You'll sound a little bit warmer. But yeah, I don't know, man. It came like that. Or maybe because I warmed my SSL up for like 2 hours. I let it sit there on, so now it's warm. And then when I put a sound through it, it sounds really, really lush. Somebody just turned their SSL on, they start running sound through it right automatically. It's going to probably sound warm but cold because the analog circuitry hasn't begun to warm up yet. You got to man, I don't know why I even bother sometimes, man. I mean, I have a lot of information. I give y'all jewels and gems, and everybody still want to hate me. I don't even know, man. This your boy Old Fire Dynasty. Don't forget to Google me, and Yeah, man. And anybody want to do business? If y'all guys want to start doing business, you can start doing business, man. I might start shopping beats, man. Don't let your boy Old Five Dynasty get a placement. Don't. There's not one person on this earth right now that can tell you that Old Five Dynasty is in the inbox trying to shop beats. But don't let your boy Old Five Dynasty start shopping beats. Man, the game will be in trouble. Man, all I need is one. All I need is one person. It doesn't matter if his beats are so bad. It doesn't matter if that guy don't like it. All I need is for one person to like it and get a placement. That's it. And, man, listen. It's your boy O5 Dynasty. Don't forget to Google me. Multi-platinum. I'm multi-platinum. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't like this guy. Multi-platinum.